Because Crazy, they've been on a bit of a journey to get here. You know, they started out in the upper bracket as everybody did, but unfortunately got 2-0'd by 4Zoomers, and then they get the 2-0 versus Infamous, and that's how they ended up here. Meanwhile, Beast Coast, they managed to take down the tournament favorites Quincy Crew, but then got beaten in a 2-1 series by Thunder Predator, and that's how they've arrived here. So if you had to sum up both of these teams briefly, how would you sum up both these guys, Steven?
Well, Crazy is a team that like to play very systematic. They oftentimes pushing out lanes, playing on their side of the map, getting farm, getting the timings, and then using that timing to apply pressure. If you give them any weakness in your draft in terms of picking it too hard of a carry or something very slow, I think Crazy is really good at punishing those kind of lineups. And Beast Coast, these guys are like these guys are wild west out here. Like they just pick whatever they want. They can adjust even a support hero into the off lane. Whisper, I think he plays a lot of different heroes as long as he knows how he's going to be laning with his position 4. And if he can get enough farm, he doesn't mind playing some really quirky things. So Beast Coast, like, it's very hard to predict their draft. I think that's the biggest thing about that team. On the other hand, we have Chris Luck, who's just an absolute beast on the mid lane. His mechanical skills are insane. He knows how the fights are going to break through or how they're going to be executed. He knows where to be in the fight. Positioning is absolutely amazing from this guy, and he's also plays a bunch of Monkey Kings, so we can definitely expect at least that one thing from Chris Luck.
Yeah, that's one thing you know about him. You know, his TA and his Monkey King are two like really high value picks. I mean, not so much now the TA, but yeah, for sure they will go for the Monkey King if it's a good game for it. The thing I don't know, Chris Luck's like a crazy player, right? Like he's tourning, he's on the all chat, on the voice wheel, he's jumping around all over the place. Likes to play very aggressively and make tons of space in the game. Yet in person, he's just like the mellowest dude you've ever met. Like I just remember, like out of all the people I interviewed, TI, like this guy was like the most mellow out of every single person. And like compare that to his gameplay, it's just such an interesting juxtaposition of this dude who's like literally like super chill, super easy going, you know, just super relaxed, you know, not really like very high energy at all when you're chatting to him, but like in game, he just lets it all out. He lets it go. He's 100%. All gas, no breaks when you get into the gameplay. So yeah, for sure, love watching Chris Luck play it, and super nice dude as well. But Crazy going to start things off with the Treant Protector, but I think I want to look at the bans quickly first, as we did see the Spectre banned out by Crazy, Spectre Batrider. I mean, there's the two heroes I expect to be banned. Meanwhile, Beast Coast, they seem to be targeting KheZu, which I think is the exact right idea. Get KheZu out of the game, and I think Crazy are going to look a little bit weaker. So I really like what they're doing here, Beast Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Beastmaster is just one of his best heroes. And Crazy, I think when they get the good Beastmaster lineup, they just play so well, right? They just leave KheZu on his own. He takes towers, then KheZu gives back by moving around, get these auras and going, and then it amplifies your carry. It's just way too good. Night Stalker, I think there's ways that Beast Coast can deal with it, or teams can deal with Night Stalker, but then again, it's just so annoying, right? You have to think about it, and maybe if your team is not that knowledgeable on the hero and how to play around it, then I guess it's just too annoying. Also, Beast Coast, they love fighting, right? They love battling. They always want to be together and taking engagements, especially on their side of the map. It's one of the things that Beast Coast makes them really good, is that they're not okay with giving away their jungle to anybody. So if they would actually smoke into their own woods and try to get kills and such things like that. So
yeah, that's really Hector's home. That's Hector's home. You can't invade his home like that. His team will tow you off very much. Yeah, they care a lot about their territory. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think like there's some aspects of Beast Coast's game which is very mechanical, and some parts which are very chaotic, like there's their drafts and their kind of gameplay in the off lane is a bit wild. It's very hard to predict, but at the same time, as you mentioned, they have a few things they always like to do. I think the middle tier 1 tower is something I'm absolutely looking towards this game as well, because that seems to be one of the huge indicators of how these games are going to go. As you said yesterday, the team which takes the tier 1 tower at mid first seems to have like a 90% win rate or something crazy like that, because it just determines so much of the game. And when we're looking at these two teams, I think Beast Coast, I'm looking at K1, how well can he farm, how much can he get off the map. Meanwhile, in Crazy, I'm actually looking at KheZu and how much he can invade and how much pressure he can put on. So between that, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this kind of ebb and flow of the game goes, and that's very much dependent on that middle tier 1 tower. So the Phoenix picked up, and I assume that's kind of why they wanted to get rid of the Night Stalker, because Night Stalker into Phoenix is super annoying. You get that silence, you beat him down, you've got good attack speed as well on the Night Stalker and great mobility. So a lot of ways to counter out the Phoenix. They just ban it, and then they go into the Phoenix pick, and they grab the Nyx Assassin as well, which is something they've proved they've liked to run in the past. They seem to think these two heroes work quite well together, and I think they do as well. Meanwhile, the Void Spirit picked up from CR4ZY, another very popular pick across the event. But yeah, I still find this tree pick interesting, though. I didn't expect this to be in the first phase here for CR4ZY, but it's obviously a hero they value.
Yeah, it's a very good position 5 hero who can just protect towers, secure the safe lane, and at the same time, in the mid game, he's just going to stay in the trees and going to be invisible with his talent, and then he's just going to keep on killing waves out with his first skill. And it's so annoying to try and gank. So he's like split pushing in one lane, and then he's defending the other lane with his third skill, so living armor, and it's just really obnoxious to fight into. Now, Beast Coast with the Phoenix pick, you're talking about NS. I actually do believe, though, that Phoenix is a counter to Night Stalker instead, really? Because, yeah, when the NS wants to use his ultimate and run into the fight, you just drop your egg, and then it makes it into daytime. It overrides his ultimate.
True. Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
If he ever does run in and you drop your ulti on the Phoenix, then you can actually kill him. Because he's going to be thinking that he has, all this insane movement speed, and it's just not going to happen. So you can just turn around and try to battle. But if the Night Stalker, like I said, like he's jumping the Phoenix first, it's going to be a whole nother story, that's for sure. So on the side of CR4ZY here, like they have first pick this game, right? And I'm kind of surprised that Beast Coast didn't try to pick a carry here and ban out its counters, because that seems to be the trend in a lot of these games where they're just taking this Terrorblade or Spectre or whatever, and then just like banning out all the heroes that are good against it. So it's like you pretty much have this super hard carry that is very difficult to counter now. But they go with the Nyx Assassin. Now, we have seen this before. The Nyx Phoenix, I believe that was from what was the Dusters team? Was that the Midas Club?
What? Midas Club? Yeah. That's Midas Club.
Midas Club, right? Yeah, and they picked this. They had the position 5 Nyx and the position 4 Phoenix. That did not end well. So I hope Beast Coast will be able to execute this support combo a little bit better. Unless the Phoenix is the offlane, right? We know Whisper plays that hero, and they can put it as the offlaner. Maybe that will make them have a little bit stronger of a lineup or less weak supports. Because Nyx and Phoenix, they need so much experience to be able to be useful. So at level or minute 10, they're both trying to get level 6, but they both cannot buy the tome to accomplish that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see maybe like offlaner who wants to move around a little bit, or like a carry that can go to the jungle early, or even like a mid laner who can roam a lot, just to kind of free up a lane for one of these guys to sit in and get XP in early on whilst they go and make some fights happen and get some kills. But yeah, so far CR4ZY haven't really offered any heroes up which are particularly easily gankable, so I'm not sure that's going to be the case this game. We'll see what direction they decide to go for here. But we've got a couple of bans coming out. The Void, Faceless Void, the Slurk, and the Legion Commander all banned out from CR4ZY here. Meanwhile, Beast Coast, they get rid of the Anti-Mage, the Arc Warden, and the Lina. So these kind of hard carry-ish heroes, some ranged heroes, which are going to be annoying for the Phoenix. Makes a lot of sense. And Beast Coast will pick up the Tree Protector. No, sorry, the Nature's Prophet. That's on the other team, the Tree Protector.
Yeah, it's a really strong hero in the last patch, especially the Nature's Prophet. We haven't seen it so much on this patch. I guess the minus armor or the 2 armor nerf on him has made his laning a little bit weaker. Also, his talent shifting from level 15 armor to level 20, which is also making him less tanky in the fights. I think it made him fall really out of favor in the recent patch now. So I'm quite curious as to what role they're going to put this NP. Is it going to be the 2, or is it going to be the 3, or even the 1 actually? So it's a very flexible hero here from what Beast Coast. They go with the Crystal Maiden. Oh yeah, love it. I love Crystal Maiden, dude. This hero is so good.
She is. Yeah.
It might even be a position 4 Crystal Maiden here by Moon Meander, and AUI can play the 5 Trent. Like, it really depends on what Beast Coast decide to put in the offlane. So they're going to hold off on picking their supports right away, because both the Tree and the CM are interchangeable, right? In the 4 and the 5, And I also think Trend Protector can be played as position 3. We see Ice 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 in SCA. He plays that quite a bit. But I don't really like the Trend Protector as a position 3. I think he literally accomplished the same thing as a support hero. So it's not really a necessity to make him as a 3 here.
Yeah, he doesn't really do much different depending on what role you put him in, you know? Unless he's like a 3 position where he can maybe get like even then, he's probably just going to get Meteor Hammer and smash some people in, but he can maybe carry auras, but there's just so many better heroes you can get in the 3. But yeah, definitely between the 4 and the 5, I prefer to see the CM as the 4, and maybe hit some creeps or just get a couple more items online. But the Phantom Lancer comes out from Beast Coast here. Seems like a decent PL game, but Crazy do have 2 picks to deal with this.
Yeah, they do. And actually, PL is very, very bad against Crystal Maiden, too.
Yeah, she's got a ton of wave clear.
Yeah, PL. So what happens is that PL, as a carry, always wants to focus supports down. It's really hard for him to kill cores in the late game because obviously they don't have that big of a mana pool, and his Diffusal Blade is like his biggest damage dealing tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
With his illusions. So what happens is when you doppel and then you go onto a Crystal Maiden just drops her ultimate, she gets a bunch of armor, and PL has no way of canceling that until he gets like let's say a Basher or an Abyssal Blade or something. So it's going to be very difficult for him to get there. So what's going to need to happen is the Nyx and the PL together need to go after the Crystal Maiden, maybe with the Spike Carapace or something, so they can kill her. PL is not that bad against Trend Protector though. Does build up Manta quite easily to be able to get out of the overgrowth in this game.
But
and
this Ursa pick I like a lot, though. I mean, I think this Ursa pick's great. Automatically, you have a hero which is going to be able to take down the egg quite easily. And on top of that as well, a hero which can jump out of trees, which I think is very important. And on top of that, a hero which is going to build Battle Fury, which is going to deal with the Phantom Lancer very well. So whilst we haven't seen a ton of Ursa, I think if you're looking for the game to get it, this is definitely a game where I can see this Ursa being super viable.
Yeah, that's true. Also can deal with the Trents, right, that are constantly pushing in the lane. He's going to probably go Battle Fury, or guaranteed is going to go Battle Fury. He's playing against Phantom Lancer and Nature's Prophet, that's for sure. I do like it. We haven't seen a lot of success with Ursa on this new patch now because of the cooldown nerfs for his first skill and his ultimate, but this could be the game where he really does fit quite well. And with the Crystal Maiden also as a support, he's going to have plenty of mana regen. He's going to have the slows, the disables available. Everyone on Crazy side has some kind of disable that can help the Ursa just kill somebody, right?
Yeah. It's the lack of kiting ability on Beast Coast which might come to hurt them. Well, not so much the lack of kiting ability on Beast Coast. They've got decent heroes for that, but the catch which Crazy have and the lockdown to hold those heroes still and just allow the Ursa to get that burst off, which I think is going to make this hero work this game. So, final banning phase, we get the Poison Buddies banned out by Crazy and the Veno and the Viper. Meanwhile, Beast Coast, they get rid of the Kunkka and the Earthshaker. So, they're not too sure where Crazy are landing this right now.
Centaur,
I guess they could have
so
run Kunkka offline, but yeah,
dude,
Centaur comes out.
This hero, I actually think this hero is so freaking good right now. He's really, really good.
It's more of everything they need, really. It's Stampede, it's Stomp, it's great, and the Necro comes out as the final pick here from Beast Coast. And, I mean, how do you rate this Necro pickup?
I like it, actually. Ursa can't really kill the Necrophos because there's a second skill on the Necro, and if he gets to half health, he doesn't pop his ultimate. Necro can just easily kill him out. I think he's going to lane very well against a Voice Spirit. The Centaur, also another hero who Necro can kill, but the Centaur will buy a hood, right? So that will help him out quite a bit, at least against the Necro's damage. Overall, it's just a hero that they needed to have in the front line in this game. And they're going to have the NP as the position 3. So Necro is most likely going to be the one to buy. Oh, never mind. It's going to be Necro on the position 3 and the NP going to the mid lane. Okay.
Alrighty.
So they've actually changed their mind on this, and they're going to put the Necro to the off lane, laning up against the Ursa, and he's going to be with the Nyx Assassin. That's going to create a really strong lane. I think Ursa's going to have a hard time gap closing onto a Necro here. Also, if he gets to, like, let's say level 2, level 3, like Ursa's gonna take a lot of damage trying to kill a Necrophos.
Like, I think I agree with you in that the Necrophos would have been better mid, but the Nature's Prophet would be horrible versus the Esser. I think it's a problem.
True.
They do want to pressure the Esser in some way, shape, or form. So whilst they'll take the worst mid matchup for the better offlane matchup. And we know that this is how beastcoast like to play, right? They don't mind Chryslok having a bad lane. They know he's probably going to get shit done anyway. And Whisper is going to be in a commanding position this game, which I think beastcoast prefer. Like, they feel like if Whisper has a good lane, he can do so much.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you're going to want your offlaner to be able to buy auras for your team anyway. So he's going to be that pipe Guardian Greaves guy on his team. And he's just going to tank up and try to stay in the front where NP, he's going to get this Orchid online. He's going to be able to move around. If your NP is really farmed this game, then it's going to be a lot easier to kill off the Ursa too. Also the Void Spirit, because Orchid counters both of those heroes until the Void Spirit gets Yules or something. And Ursa doesn't actually have any way to deal with a Orchid unless he buys a BKB, right? So it's going to be very awkward for the Ursa.
Yeah, and it's really nice to make sure you do get an Orchid or something versus the Void Spirit for two reasons. Because one, if he does get the Yules, it stops him being able to just freely use it as the Remnant setup, because he can get punished for it afterwards, so he has to be a little bit more careful, can't just freely spam it out. And it stops him rushing an Ags as well, and this is looking like a supremely good Ags rush game for the Void Spirit here, so putting some pressure on him like that to stop him getting away with it. But yeah, I think Ags is going to be a really powerful timing for Crazy this game if they do decide to go for it. Like, it wrecks the PL, that AoE silence can be a real trouble for him if he's already popped his Manta, and the Necrophos isn't going to enjoy it either. And if they can catch out the Phoenixes, I mean, there's three heroes who really hate this. So it's a bit interesting to see if Brawl looks to go for it this game. I'm not sure he's going to have the freedom to do so. I think he's probably going to look for the Yules and then maybe go into like a BKB or something, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to see the eggs.
Yeah, all these items are very dependent on how much they snowball throughout the laning stage, right? I talk a lot about this, but this is what professional players are always thinking about. They're always thinking about winning lanes. Because if you win the lanes, the mid game is easier, the mid game is easier, the late game is easier. So nobody ever plans to like sacrifice the early game just so they can play for the mid-late game anymore. It's just these players are just too close in skill level, where if you give the opponent even a little bit of an advantage, you're going to take like a mile, right? So we'll see how this lane mid goes. If the Void has just, let's say, a 60-40 lane, he's going to have to go for that Yule straight away. It's going to be very difficult for him to actually stay alive throughout the clashes if he doesn't. And then, like you said, a BKB. He's also playing as Nyx Assassin. There's so much uncontrollable damage Void Spirit can do. The Nyx is just going to, spike Carapace and kill him off. I think we saw that already in this tournament. Was that Bryle? It might have been Bryle who was playing the Void Spirit. There was a Void Spirit who kept on getting caught by a Nyx Assassin throughout.
Yeah, there was. I remember that. Who was that?
It was CCNC. It was CCNC against beastcoast.
Yeah.
When beastcoast first beat them, they had this Nyx Assassin against the Void Spirit, and they kept using the Spike Carapace. So Schofield just throwing out
just starting his teammate, why not? But yeah, this is something they obviously feel very confident then as a counter to the Void Spirit then. Interesting. Right. I think Braal's done his homework.
It's really good against the Void Spirit, because if you ever cast Dissimulate, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And also, if you pops the Aether Remnant, you can just run into it with your Spike Carapace and stun him up too.
Yeah. How does it work with Astral Step? Will it stun you when you arrive, or do you dodge it because you're in air when you do the damage?
I believe it stuns you when you arrive.
And even if it doesn't, you can just wait and then wait for the second pop and get the guaranteed stun with that one. So yeah, it's a super annoying matchup. I really do think this Nyx Assassin was a great pickup here. Meanwhile, Schofield gonna have a little look here, but definitely not planning on interrupting this rune grab from Metal. I say that. Oh, he is gonna do it. What a madman! I don't know if this is worth though.
He's got boots. He's okay.
Yeah, the slows come down, but it's not enough. Schofield makes it under the tower, and they did not have enough to bring him down.
No, he didn't have Urshock on the Ursa. He went for the Fury swipes. Maybe if he had the Urshock, the Trent could get close enough to cast Orb of Venom on the Nyx.
The angle of the Nature's Grasp was very awkward as well. Like, you generally want to cast it maybe like down the choke point, but he cast it kind of sideways, so the Nyx was able to get out of it quickly. Meanwhile, up in top lane, Kezi's taking a bit of harass to start this off. This is great from beastcoast. They see these three heroes at bottom, and they're just immediately like trying to pressure Kezi, do some damage, get him out of the lane, not let him get any free creeps.
Yeah, Crazy have been doing this quite a few times where they want to start 3 heroes bottom and give a head start to their carry, and then they would TP top of their position 4 if the opponent just decides to let go of the first wave. And Kezu actually got pulled some tangles, and he also used a healing sub just so he can get into the lane, which is a really smart thing to do because he's playing against 2 heroes. He's not going to die, right? Where bottom, this Necropulse missed an entire first creep wave, and the Nyx Assassin, because he knows there was 3 heroes there, he actually pulls the second creep wave, so that cannot happen once again. Oh, top K1 actually taking a bunch of damage.
Oh, they're gonna bring him down. Holy smokes, that was severe. They just unleashed on him right there. I mean, the Nature's Graph with the Stomp, double edge. Oh, Jesus.
That's so much damage. They have 2 strength heroes, and this Peel is not gonna have a fun time in this lane at all. Now, Peel is a good hero against Centaur later in the game, but in this laning stage at least, his Centaur has 73 damage, Trent has 94, they have an Orb of Venom, and then the Peel is also going to have a hard time dealing with the double edge also. It's been the new build where you just kind of max out your double edge and you just keep spamming it on the opponent carry, and you just get like a cloak to mitigate the damage on yourself.
Yeah, you just run at them. It's we've seen it before. It's pretty amusing just watching these guys just chase them down, constantly spamming out the double edge. The free spell. It's the
dream. Yeah, free spell, exactly.
Meanwhile, Meander fighting with Stinger here. Stinger does commit to the full dive, which Meander can now afford to go for the Leech Seed. Stinger getting very low. One more right click will finish him off here. Moon moving to the trees, but will give up on this one for now. Allowing Stinger, though, he's got the Nature's Grasp to cancel out the salve as well. Stinger just trying to deny some creeps here. Yeah, a bit of a kerfuffle. Meanwhile, down at bottom, Whisper getting pretty low here to HFN. Schofield, they're going to turn up with the stun. Whisper as well, popping the heal, but jump back in on HFN to grab that kill. Whisper gets baited in the bottom lane, and Crazy will find themselves the second kill of the game.
And that's the advantage the Trent Protector sitting in the bottom lane on level 1 gave them, because the Necro missing out on that first creep wave, you know, falling behind in levels, and the Ursa taking a full advantage of that extra skill that he has, just to net themselves a kill. So a good start to Crazy's laning stage, that's for sure. I would like to mention Brawl is actually destroying the mid lane.
Is he now?
Yeah, he is. He took the 2 AoE spells so that he has ways to get all the last hits, not let the Nature's Prophet deny anything. And also these things can hurt the Trends too, right? So he has ways to kill them too. It's really nice, and he's got a bottle with the aura from the Crystal Maiden, so yeah, he can just keep on spamming his skills.
It's a lot of mana. Yeah, we did mention this in the draft that you know, they kind of tanked the bad matchup of the Nature's Prophet into the Void Spirit in order to get a better offlane matchup, but this offlane's not going very well either, so Beast Coast feeling maybe a little bit out of luck in this laning phase so far, as it looks like 2 lanes are going to go the way of Crazy. Hopefully that top lane can go a bit better. But I mean, to be honest, bottom's not going. Oh my god, Schofield just gets squashed by HFN here, and it looks like Whisper's going to go the same way as well. He doesn't have any points on the Ghost Shroud, so can't avoid these right clicks. The root comes out, the damage comes in, a heal comes out from Whisper, but it's not enough to help him survive. He's going to die as well. There's going to be another 2 kills in this bottom lane. Crazy now 4-0 in this laning phase, with every single lane seemingly going in their favor. Oh my god, it doesn't end. Bro with a haste rune just running Chris Luck down. Meanwhile, now he ties himself to creeps, but in this lane, Chris Luck trying to beat Brawl here. Brawl popping all his regen just to make sure he can finish the job, and kills him off with the Resonant Pulse. Even dodging the tower hit as well whilst he's at it.
Yeah, you're just going to shove this lane and go back, I guess, and heal up a little bit. Or he can wait 30 seconds for the bounty or not. He's just going to go back. He wants to full everything. He wants to be able to kill him again. He's got Astral Step ready. 4 minutes in, he's level 6 on this Void Spirit.
Jesus, look at the last hits, man. HFN top, Brawl second, Kezu third. Every single lane is going pretty damn well for Crazy right now. I mean, what do you do with your Beast Coast? I don't think there's any dramatic plays they could make here in this draft. I think they just got to try and commit to these lanes and make them go better somehow.
For sure. The bounty runes are going to be something Beast Coast would have thought to get, but they didn't really commit to it. They just kind of gave away.
In the mid, going on to Chris Luck again here, but Brawl actually misses the Dissimulate, so Chris Luck's going to be okay and get a bit of return harass onto Brawl.
Oh, bottom again, my goodness, Whisper. He does have the Ghost Shot, but I don't think he's gonna be able to survive this.
Yeah, this Crystal Maiden with the double slows along with the Ursa as well. Moon Meander coming down, but HFN dropping pretty low to the tower. Maybe Schofield can finish him off here, but he knows he can't come too far forward onto this one because the damage is going to come coming straight back in the other direction. I mean, it's such an annoying combination. So much slow and so much damage as well from these heroes in this lane that Schofield can't even come close. So he's going to sit here. Trying to give them vision for the Wrath of Nature, but it doesn't ping onto Moon Meander. Wouldn't have brought him down anyway. Whisper is back, and maybe they can turn this lane around still. But I don't think so.
Yeah, things are getting real tough. They got the Trend Protector sitting down here. Maybe the Phoenix needs to TP bottom and use his level 2 Fire Spirits to actually help them get some return kills. I think that's the most important thing. They gotta get some return kills.
They really do.
Oh,
All slow coming down. Schofield could be in trouble here, turning around, trying to bait the stun. Manages to get the Ursa. If they can kill off this Ursa, it'll be a good trade. HFN going in deep for Schofield here. I don't think he's going to be able to bring him down. Never mind, certainly will. And now he's actually getting himself away. That raindrop doing a hell of a lot of work, but the right click comes in from Chris Luck with the double damage. And that is going to bring down both Moon Meander and HFN. So finally, a much needed victory for Beast Coast in this bottom lane. They can take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, for sure. That was really big. They needed that. And Necrophos now has a face boost. I think this is the point in the game where the Ursa actually can't really go back to the bottom lane. And if he does, it's going to be not very efficient for him. They are going to try and TP this though with the Void Spirit. So with the protection of the Void Spirit, he will TP back bottom. It's a lot they're committing to defending this tower bottom.
Both Void Spirit and Ursa coming down here. I mean, Crazy clearly putting a lot of priority in defending this tier 1 bottom tower.
And it's almost dead too. It's actually in deny range in like one more hit, so they're just... I don't know about that. It's a lot that you're spending to defend this tower, but I guess they have to do it, right? They can't afford Ursa to lose this lane so quickly. Imagine they were killing this lane, like they got like 5 kills on this, and after one play, their tower's a 1 that's at 10% health already. It's crazy.
It's definitely a threat here. Meanwhile, Brawl bouncing back into this middle lane with Moon Meander. Moon Meander just trying to soak up a little bit of XP. But this is what we mentioned before, is that we'd like to see the supports coming in and taking these lanes. And, you know, Nature's Prophet definitely allows them to do that. He's going to jump into the jungle. He can farm these creeps quite efficiently and just allow Schofield to try and get his level 6 here in the mid lane. And this is great, actually. I really like this move from Beast Coast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he stays middle with the Nature's Call, then Brawl is just going to keep on farming them up. But next, oh boy.
Yeah, Spike Harpers didn't actually come out onto Bryle here, so Bryle's completely untouched here as he jumps forward, but the Astral will oh no, he still gets him with the Remnant anyway, and it looks like Schofield might be going down all the same. Tries to pop it south, but to no avail. The Nyx Assassin will go down.
Have you seen Kezu's build? He has 0 points in Retaliate.
No active equals garbage style.
Yeah, and he went straight for the hood. So this is what I meant with a double edge build. Like, you just get some magic resist for yourself, so you take less damage from your double edge, but you do a lot of damage to your opponent. Every 4 seconds, he's doing 300 damage. Look at this PL. Boom. Oh,
bananas. Yeah, he even tries to dodge it. Actually, Kezu going to drop the Stampede as Brawl comes up to his top lane, and another double edge will take him down. How do you lane against this? There's so much damage coming out from Kezu. He's just a double-edged machine right now.
Yeah, it's so easy to be able to deal with this PL at this moment. The illusions just die in like one double edge, so you can always find the real PL.
Oh yeah, Howie's. Oh god, Howie. He's going for some farm. This is the greatest camper's life. See you later, buddy.
He wanted to farm it, then TP out, but then the Necro was still looking for him.
Oh, he actually got the creep though. So, what?
Oh, top Stinger.
Yes, this is now the Phoenix in trouble. Thought, hey, some free XP at top, now the Macari's dead. Oh, there's a reason he died. Ward going to be popped down in the lane here by Stinger as he just tries to outmaneuver Bryle. Does do so successfully. Some nice movement through the trees. But unfortunately, Kezu, I mean, he's just farming and pushing the whole damn time. And now Stomp up, double edge comes down, half of Phoenix's health is gone. Remnant won't connect here as Stinger tries to make it through the trees, but he's not getting away as another double edge from Kezu catches him out.
Jeez, dude. Yeah. I would like to mention, though, they did lose the bottom tower crazy on the bottom. And they lost the Ursa too, so he's got 2 deaths now and doesn't have a tower bottom anymore. So Beast Coast are building up some tempo from that tower they took down there. And the Necrophos, he looks completely fine now. Like, he doesn't have a lot of last hits, but he's not super far behind either anymore.
No, that's certainly true. He's made a bit of a comeback in this one, which is good news for Beast Coast because Whisper is a pretty key part to most of their games that they win. Yeah, I mean, based on where we're at right now at this 10-minute mark, who do you think has the advantage?
There's no advantage, I think, for either teams here. They're just going to have to trade the top tower, and they're just going to have to play for their item timings. I do believe that Beast Coast have this opportunity to team fight with this Nature's Prophet's Orchid. I think he's bringing it out right now. Or he's getting almost there. No, he's almost there. He doesn't quite have it yet. But then once Crazy get that Yules up and the Blink Dagger on the Centaur, which I assume he will go after the Vanguard, I think Crazy's team fighting potential is going to be a lot stronger than Beast Coast. So it's all about timing, right? Like at different points.
Necrophos in the bottom lane getting jumped on right now, but it's taking a long time to bring him down. But with that Ghost Shroud being down, he's actually popping the Reaper's side just to try and slow down HFN and maybe get the kill. HFN gets the kill, but will die to Schofield. Meanwhile, Moomiander also going to get dropped here at bottom as Beast Coast bring in the numbers. But Bra's turning up and he's in Viz as well, looking to go immediately onto Chris Luck here and try and take him down. The Supernova will get dropped. Can they bring it down? Schofield just sitting on top of it, goes in with the two-man stun. It's beautiful. It allows the Supernova to come off. Now they turn around onto Owie. Owie gets broken down. Meanwhile, Bryle, he is low, but I'm not sure they can finish the job here. Schofield, he's tempted, but it's just the two supports. It's very hard for them to finish this one, but they're going in with a Sunray. Kessie can't find the stun. A dodge out from Stinger as well. Bryle will not die here, and the Beast Coast support's going to get themselves out. Really nice little two-play there from Stinger and Schofield, though, to make that fight happen and to get that kill into at least the CM and the Ursa.
Dude, I thought the Phoenix was surely dead, but that nice stun from Schofield there. I mean, that saves the Phoenix, and they're the ones who get the kill onto the Crystal Maiden, so that was really nice. And because they were playing in the bottom area of the map, that's going to give a lot of space to the Phantom Lancer too. Ursa did die in that engagement as well. So the snowballed Ursa, he's not looking so snowballed anymore.
No,
and NP is about to get, he's looking quite squishy, a little, how do you call it?
A snowflake.
Fluffy little bear right now. Yeah.
He's not a snowball yet, just a little snowflake. Floating around on the breeze. Kessie, meanwhile, he's boss man right now. He's got this Hood of Defiance, bit booster, he's got the full Vanguard coming out. Oh yeah, got a bit of mix of magical and physical resist. He's a beefcake. You cannot kill.
This is what I meant by this hero being really good in the current patch. This double edge build just allows you to have such a strong laning presence.
Uh-oh. This is a dead crab, unfortunately. See you later, little Schofield. He's gonna get his potatoes mashed in the river.
So the mid tower actually died for Beast Coast here. I did not notice that.
Yeah,
just killed it right now.
I'm fairly sure. Just constantly pushing it in with its trees. You know, every time I looked over, they were just whittling it down, little by little.
You know what that means, right?
What's that? Oh yeah, they've won. Beast Coast took the victory in game 1. Good job, guys.
No, we're just playing, guys. Okay, relax before you start, you know, crucifying people here. It just means that Beast Coast have a significant advantage around the mid area. It's going to be a lot more difficult for Crazy to be playing aggressively, especially since the mid tower died. Unless Crazy take back this mid tower instantly. But HFN looks like he's going to get silenced up here with the Orchid.
Yeah, this means no enrage. This means a lot of trouble. He might be able to bring out the stance and get off that rage after all. The Stampede helping out massively as well. Moomiander just trotting on over, but yeah, the Ursa's good. The power of the Sentinel runs true eventually.
Oh, Kessie though, he wants to take this mid tower back. I think the rule doesn't really apply if the opponent takes a mid tower back right away. True. And this mid tower is taking a lot of damage. It's normally when like one team takes a mid tower and then they just keep defending it.
Yeah, meanwhile, I didn't actually expect Moomiander to commit to going to that top lane, but he did. Now a little fight breaking down, and mid slides down onto the Void Spirit here, but they have to damage to bring him down. The Reaper's side going to come on down, and they will be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, the Winter's Curse, Owie, he's doing it, and he gets them. Oh, he can't bring him down. Jesus.
Dude, Kessie left him. Kessie left him high and dry there. Maybe if Kessie was actually there, that was a double kill.
Maybe. I mean, that was so, like, alpha from this Crystal Maiden there, just running into two heroes' faces and dropping that ulti. He's like, yeah, you got no stuns. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. Supernova goes down, and the two heroes do survive.
Dude, that was pretty sick. I mean, that fight broke out because Crazy were trying to take the mid tower. It's almost dead, actually, 150 HP. But then Necrophos and the Nature's Prophet TPing in. Bryle only died there because he used the Yules aggressively. If he held it defensively, I don't think he ever dies in these situations.
For sure, for sure. This is something which Beast Coast needs to take advantage of, though. You know, when this Yours gets used aggressively, they need to be there with their Prophet, ready to make Brawl feel uncomfortable. Because we know if you give Brawl the freedom, he does take over games on this hero. So
look at the PL now. He's back after having that really hard laning stage against the Centaur, having 2 deaths. You know, this is the power of Hector, man. This man's a farming machine right here. Almost highest net worth. Top though, Schofield. Thing's okay, right? HFS is not gonna be able to catch up to him. He's a slow little bear right now.
Yeah, bear versus Scorpion, and the Scorpion does scuttle away slightly quicker. Although I'm pretty sure in flat land speeds, bears, in real life at least, bears outrun Scorpions.
Dire are scanning.
But what if they were the same size though? The Scorpion.
Oh, Scorpion
as the bear.
win, for sure. You seen those guys? They scuttle around so quick. Meanwhile, Phoenix would like to be scuttling off a little quickly here, but won't be able to as he's caught up by Aoi and Kezu. And actually, maybe have to look at the spot here. He's going to drop the ultimate down. They're going to use the Stampede to come on over. Yules comes out from the Necrophos, but Aoi already singing the song of his people. And the double edge will put an end to Whisper, giving Kezu that double kill here in the bottom lane. I'm not too sure what Beast Coast were doing here. I mean, you can hang out as 2 heroes in the enemy jungle when you have the Prophet to TP in, but when you're just that far apart from one another and you can't really help each other out, then it does just become 2 fish sitting in a barrel waiting to be fished. Meanwhile, Schofield might be fished here in the middle lane. If he takes a step out here, Dust comes out. Schofield, he's going to try and use a Vendetta anyway. That's a brave one. Yules is out onto him. He's got to Yules off his own here if he can get it off. But Frostbite comes out. Yules will come down, but unfortunately, he's not making his way out of this one. Stun out at least. Spike Carapace at least. Jesus, he's making them work for it, but they will eventually bring down Mr. Schofield.
Oh, Whisper, they're looking for the next target. I mean, Kezu Blink Dagger, this is what I was talking about, the big timing for Crazy, right? The Yules and the Blink on Voice Spray, and they instantly go on the aggressive mode on the side of Crazy. They get the 2 pickoffs bottom, smoke up, you know, 2 heroes dead. That means there's only 3 others on Beast Coast. They still need to be able to push out lanes. They find the Nyx Assassin, and what's next? Maybe a Roshan, actually. But they do have the Egg on the side of Beast Coast, which is a big threat for Crazy to fight against. So maybe they will slow it down a little bit, try to get 1 more kill, and then chain that into a Roshan. You can see the lines that Moonmeander is drawing. He's like, this is the free area. This is where the opponents are. You know, let's take over this. And then we just kill somebody, then go Roshan. He's literally just drawing all the jungle camps. I don't know anything. I'm sure he's saying something very intelligent at this point. I'm not sure. Super in time smart for his team. Yeah.
Not just this is one jungle, this is the second jungle, and this is the dire side of the map.
And then he pings a Roshan. He's like, if we kill anybody here, guys, if we kill anybody here, we can Roshan. That's what he's saying.
Yep. Simple.
Got it. We got it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the key to this game and the team fights especially is making sure you've got a Stampede available so that you can go and kill the Supernova. Because Ursa, whilst he does have a lot of attack speed, he needs to be able to get to the egg first to kill it. And sometimes Earthshock's not going to be enough, but with a Stampede, it definitely should be. So they need to make sure that one's up. But yeah, this PL has been having a free game. You know, whilst everyone else has been you know, playing some fruity Dota 2 on the side of Beast Coast and losing their lives a couple of times a bit to Crazy. K1 has managed to come back from that pretty rocky laning phase and is now sailing the smooth seas of free fun.
Okay, I just want to say, Crazy's warding this game is amazing. Like, AUI has done a great job in getting vision out, and this is why they
might lead to a kill onto Chris Luck here. Oh my goodness, they burst him in seconds. There is nothing to be done here. Whisper turning up, and they feel like they need to find some kind of exit kill, but that's not happening.
Dude, that's huge. And look at the vision. Like, I just wanna point this out, right? Ancient's bottom, they have vision there. They have the vision on the mid tier 2 also. And then jungle top also have vision. So anyway, Beast Coast try to get in, they're gonna get seen.
If they get Kezu here, it could be huge, but he pops a Stampede to get himself away.
Easy. I mean, he's too tanky on Kezu, right? As long as he gets the Stampede, I don't think he's gonna be dying anytime soon, at least. Maybe like 25 minutes in, he can die when the PL is a bit stronger. But for now, though, the items that Kezu has, it's absolutely impossible. Like the timing with this items. Yeah.
On the one hand, I kind of want Beast Coast to make something happen with Stampede being down, because I talked about how, like, oh, Silence coming out. Yeah, they're going on to Moonmeander right now. This is looking like an easy one, although a bit of a missprout from Chris. Like, doesn't matter. They'll bring him down anyways.
Yeah, and Moonmeander was just trying to get this lane out and, you know, got caught out just a little bit. If you play this like 100% well with the Nature's Guys, it's so hard, man, to try and catch a Trend Protector. And he gets so farmed too. With the Meteor Hammer just killing off every creep wave. Oh, here we go, the Roshan. The play to the bottom. So the play to the bottom triggered the Roshan play from Crazy. Ursa had Vampire Fangs as well, so he didn't need anybody to tank for him.
Always very pleasant, yeah, to have that luxury, and that means you can show loads of people on map as well and just kind of not make them really suspicious. But to be honest, I don't think Beast Coast had many options there about interrupting that rush.
Boy, Phoenix.
It would have been tough.
He walked through a ward.
Yeah, trying to get himself away, but Bryle is ready. He's got the 8th Remnant down here, has used that Yules, but unfortunately with his team backing him up, it's very, very hard for them to engage upon Bryle here. He knows that, they know that, and they will just back out from each other.
But it's a forced rotation though, right? All the TPs. That's very good. For Crazy, that they force those rotations, they're going to back off. Oh, they found a PL now.
PL, this is a big kill. The team's coming in from behind, but they're not going to be there nearly soon enough. Beast Coast, they still think to go on for this one. I'm not sure this is a great idea, but let's see how it goes. KheZu is going to be tickled a little bit, but Stinger taking a ton of damage, going to pop that Supernova nice and early in this fight. Meanwhile, Void Spirit, he's going to try and get himself away with that. Oh, Stampede coming down. KheZu still just piling their damage into the center of the Centaur. He's just a sponge right now. He's absorbing everything they've got. Maybe they'll be able to run it down with the Sun Ray. They certainly will. They get the kill to KheZu with a percentage-based damage, but now HFN coming in from behind, takes down Stinger. Now look towards Whisper. Meanwhile, the backlines of the fight. Chris Luck going for the TP out here. Boom Meander cannot cancel. Unfortunately, Whisper getting a little bit left behind here by his teammates. He's got the Yules, going to turn around for the kill onto the Crystal Maiden, takes that one, and goes down with a smile on his face, but will go down all the same. I mean, not a horrible fight for Beast Coast, considering they fought without their Phantom Lancer into the Aegis, and they still managed to bring down the Centaur and Aoi 2000, but still pretty good from Crazy as well, especially the fact they want to turn this one into a tower.
Yeah, they also got the PL there, right, in that fight, and I mean, this is all because of the vision that Crazy have on the map, right? The ward saw the PL going to that camp, they got him earlier, they killed the Nature's Prophet at the big camp. Same thing, Phoenix, when he was moving through the vision to the top area, they forced 4 TPs there. So when they forced the 4 TPs, when they were chasing the Phoenix, that meant the PL was all by himself, and that's how they were able to get that pick off. So Crazy are really playing the vision game extremely well, and they're taking full advantage of all these teleports that Beast Coast have to do all over the map because they need to, you know, take care of the waves that Crazy is constantly pushing out.
Look at Moon at bottom as well, just trying to scamper through the creep wave.
So good, dude.
They're waiting for it, but what can you do? Like,
it's so annoying, man. You can't do anything. You can only waste some time looking for him. It's so
with
hard.
Dust and Sprout, maybe you get him, but if you don't, you're just wasting your Dust for nothing here. Oh, right. I mean, maybe you're leading himself into a trap, but they immediately engage onto the Nature's Prophet here. I'm not sure who's the one in trouble. Yeah, Schofield's like, there's too many heroes here. Sorry, Chris Luck. You are out of luck for this one.
This tree, man. You can't deal with this hero like this. It's just impossible. You need like a Bat Rider or a Timbersaw or something, or you gotta really like bait him out on some creep wave.
Yeah. I mean, if you know where he's coming from, you can pop the Dust to maybe get a Sprout to give you the flying vision, but it's so hard. Nonsense.
And they're just gonna use this NP death to maybe go for the tier 2, but they're all full HP, and NP's only dead for like another 20 seconds, so it's not a whole lot of time. Do they have Glyph up on Dire? Can't tell.
Dire, they do not have a Glyph. Oh, they do have Glyph now. Okay. It was 0 second cooldown when he looked.
Maybe they can defend this. NP's alive soon.
Carmen on over. Yeah, they are defending this tier 2. Stampede being used though as they found the Phoenix on the sidelines here. Phoenix going to get taken down, doesn't have buyback either, so no option to come back into the fight. Definitely no Supernova for this one. Now they need to leave Beast Coast. They cannot bait into something here. The Supernova is very important to these fights, but to be fair, in 34 seconds when the Phoenix is back up, they will have a Supernova to fight with, so Beast Coast might want to look at something then. Of course, that Aegis is still on the Ursa for another minute and 7 seconds, and he now has a BKB and a Yashi to boot as well, so HFN feeling pretty damn good about this game, the most farmed hero on the map. And then they go, starting out onto the Nyx Assassin, gets off the Spike Carapace just before it comes through though, but the Nyx Assassin will certainly be going down all the same, has the buyback and is going to use it. Meanwhile, HFN diving in deep here. Whisper though, he's behind, cutting off their retreat perhaps here. finding an opportunity for a fight. The Phoenix is back in 1 second. Will be here now with the Supernova. But in comes Meander, dropping the Overgrowth and trying to get the Meteor Hammer down onto 2. That's going to get cancelled. But Kezu with a big stomp coming through and takes down the PL. Big kill from Bryle and Meander here as they take down the carry. Meanwhile, HFN goes down for his first life, but now pops a BKB and coming back with a vengeance. Meanwhile, the egg will come down, but HFN, Bryle, and Aoi all turning around to attack it, and they will bring down the egg. And now Whisper, he's probably going to lose his life as well. Yule's going to buy him a bit of time, but he needs more than a bit of time, and he is not going to get it. Triple kill for HFN here in the middle lane as Crazy take the Aegis fight with ease, man. 4 heroes dead from Beast Coast, a buyback from the Nyx Assassin as well, and dead again. And now they're just on the high ground. Crazy have found a huge window here.
Yeah, that was really big. I thought that when Meander dropped the Meteor Hammer and got stunned up that he was going to die instantly, Necro would just pop the ult on him. But Necro actually used his Reaper Sight on the Ursa's Aegis. Yeah. And Ursa had no mana either from all the Nyx mana burns and the Phantom Lancer illusions that were killing him. So kind of an awkward take on the fight there by Beast Coast, and Crazy taking full advantage of that. It's going to get a free Rax. It's so nice for them. This is exactly the tempo that they want to be playing at this point.
Absolutely, and this Ursa now stepping an arm and a leg above poor old Hector on the Phantom Lancer. It's not where this Phantom Lance can afford to be. Like, sometimes when you're playing into like a couple of PL counters, you know, with the Battle Fury, the Storm, the Crystal Maiden, you can still feel like a really strong hero if you're a couple of thousand gold ahead of your enemy core. You know, PL's one of these heroes which is always going to be a good hero if he gets enough farm, but unfortunately this game he does need to be ahead, and he very much is not.
No, we have not felt any of his presence in this game at all.
He's 1-4.
I think the
1-4-0.
Yeah. He's just trying to catch back up the entirety of this game. The only real play they have on the side of Beast Coast is maybe they can utilize the Nyx's mana burn with the Diffusal Blade of the PL and just try to remove the mana of the Centaur and the Ursa before the fight starts. And then you just kind of ignore those 2 heroes and try to kill like the Trent, the CM, maybe even the Void Spirit in the fights. I think that could be a good way for them to take the clashes.
If you can stop the Stampede coming out, that is. I think HFN's still a hero, even if you take away his mana. He's still going to be a hero if he's got Stampede to keep up with people. But yeah, I mean, without Earthshock, sorry, it can feel very hard to play Ursa in team fights. But of course, could always use Rage.
I mean, Overpower is a lot of Ursa's damage, right? Like the burst potential that he has. So it's,
true.
It's quite annoying for that hero, especially if you played it quite a bit. He definitely has some mana plays. I mean, he's only got like 600 mana pool, so as a level 20 hero already. It could be... I'm just saying, like, trying to figure out a way of how they can possibly win fights. Oh, they found
trying to get creative. Okay, this could be something here. Meander definitely going to lose his life in this situation, it looks like, as they kill off the tree. But they're coming in.
They're smoked up.
Hey, Crazy and Mad, you take him down, our boy. We're going to get revenge for this one. And they immediately take down the Phoenix and immediately turn around and take down Whisper as well. Chris Luck trying to fight up with the BKB, but this just isn't happening. Too much damage coming out from the Ursa and Kezu right now, and they will get revenge ×3 down here. Dearie me, that was not a good trade. Schofield, meanwhile, he's on the run, trying to scuttle himself away as quickly as possible, but Bryle is hungry. He is hungry indeed. As he's just dodging out the damage as well, you know, throwing down the Remnant before using the Dissimulate means that he doesn't get hit by the Spiked Carapace, which is a great way to avoid the damage from that. Oh, and by the way, the Ags on the Void Spirit doing a huge amount in that last fight as well. He just jumps into the middle of everybody, AoE silence. Like, it's super duper hard for everybody on the team to play into that, pretty much.
The Phoenix went for the Vessel too, so he has no way of removing that silence in this game too.
No, he has to be much more careful with his positioning, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. They do have, I mean, a few Yules, right, with the Nyx and the Necropulse, which can save themselves. They can't even use it aggressively on the Ursa when he tries to go in, because there's just too much damage coming out on the side of Crazy. This Crystal Maiden is a big deal in this game. I mean, she's got a BKB now, so she's actually unkillable if she ever drops her freezing field. She didn't get any other edit. No Glimmer Cape, no Force Stab, straight BKB after a Soaring.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Howie, what a guy. What an absolute Chad. Yeah, Beast Coast really just trying to split the map a bit here. Be anywhere, Beast Coast... sorry, be anywhere, Crazy are not. It's a very hard game from here on out. I mean, they have to fight around this Roshan. No, they really can't let this Roshan fall. I don't know how they stop it, but I don't really think they have an option like this. Ursa with another Aegis is just going to apply too much pressure. He's just going to take down your towers, take down your buildings, and the game's going to end.
There's the smoke from Nyx. This allies.
Oh
boy, Necrophos.
And meanwhile, the front lines of the fight, Whisper's just dead immediately without buyback. The Necrophos is out of the engagement. Hector trying to do something here. BKB proc from HFN along with the Stampede. They want to bring down Stinger. They want to take down the easier kill, and they will get him. 73 seconds, no Phoenix, and K1's just going to leave. He's just like, hey, you know what? Nothing to be done here. He's picked up his heart, and there's nothing with it, unfortunately. There's nothing he could do. Meanwhile, Schofield's still being chased by Moon Meander. We've got a bit of a support fight going on here, but Brower just comes in and ruins the whole thing. Claims the kill. And now Roshan shall be going to crazy. Nothing's going to stop this. The game just went from very hard to nearly impossible, I feel like, from Beast Coast. They got to pull out a miracle to pull off this turnaround.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Bit of the
He's got an Abyssal Blade here in a moment too on the Ursa, and then whoever he chooses to go on, they're pretty much just dead. The Centaur has Pipe, Crimson Guard. They got so much auras now on the side of Crazy. They got a Vladimir's coming out from the Trem Protector. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
What do you do as a Beast Coast now? Like, what angle do you go from at this point? They are just completely outwarded in this game by Crazy. That's how I feel like, right? And one of the reasons why is because they can push these lanes out so easily with the Trent Protector. This Trent has been destroying this Nature's Prophet's life. He cannot split push anywhere because he's always afraid that there will be an overgrowth to catch him. And at the same time, the Nature's Grasp plus the Meteor Hammer just pushing the Trents wherever the Trents are going. And then you got the Crystal Maiden, you got the Void Spirit, you got plenty of lane shoving abilities, and it's just naturally letting AUI like walk out into the jungle, plant vision, protect that vision, and now they're gonna smoke up, back down to the mid lane. They got all their items that they need. They don't need to wait for anything more.
Yep, the classic push in two lanes, middle and the side lane, put in two force sources of pressure, twice the opportunity to get caught out. Mimolius is just gonna take top. And this Elser is terrifying. He's got this Abyssal Blade finished off, so he's like part bear, part Splendor at this stage. Meanwhile, they've jumping on to Whisper in the middle lane right now. Not going to be able to bring him down immediately. The Sunray's going to try and help heal him up here, and the Yule's coming down from him as well, but unfortunately when he comes down, I'm not sure they've got much left to save him here. All their defensive ability is being used, even the Supernova coming out to try and protect him, but Whisper goes down all the same, dead in the grave once again for another 50 seconds. This Necrophos cannot be this far forward. Every time he's just getting caught out, and you know, he's got all his defense abilities, he's got the Yules, he's got the Pipe, he's got the Ghost Trout. It doesn't matter. They've got so much chase, so much damage on the side of Crazy that they can just bring him down all the same. And now the tower's getting pressured. 30 seconds till Necrophos is back out. K1 jumping into the front lines with this heart, happy to try and play around a little bit here, but does have to be careful. If he gets bashed up, it could all be over, and there comes that bash, and now immediately the Void Spirit jumping on top of him. K1 gets slaughtered, and he is also going to be dead for another 70 seconds. I mean, it might just be over. There's no fight. Yeah, there's nothing left. Nothing to be done except call GG. There's 2 golden letters get dropped in the chat, and Beast Coast will dip out of game number 1. Crazy playing a mechanical game here. I mean, there was a bit of doubt, you know, up until like the 50 minutes, it was pretty 50-50 when Crazy turned it on. You know, they just started playing that cool, calm, calculated Dota, ticking off their checklist of things they needed to do to win this game, turn it around, and eventually managed to do so. I mean, who's your MVP for this game?
I think Bryle, actually. He played very well this game. He destroyed this Nature's Prophet middle. He made the right rotations. I mean, everybody on Crazy did play well in some ways, right? Like, for example, Kezu, he was so farm top lane, and he was able to protect his allies and protect the mid lane. AUI, you know, right place, right time. Moon Meander constantly pushing his lanes out and making sure that the Nature's Prophet can't apply any pressure. I mean, it was a collective win, that's for sure, from Crazy side.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had to choose one, then Void Spirit, this game, I think he